Well, the review into the attacks will have legal powers to compel witnesses to give evidence. The families of the victims described it as a landmark moment. Earlier, I spoke to Grace and Barnaby's mums, Sinead and Emma.
It's a horrible thing to have to say, hold people to account, but there are countless agencies, organisations and individuals who have failed so enormously and so grievously that they should be held to account, because we found out that in the last 6 years there have been well over 400 deaths through homicide, through mental health homicide. And it's not being vindictive, it's actually recognising that the mental health support and treatment in this country is failing so abysmally. That 400 people, over 400, have been murdered, which would have been preventable deaths. And we also know with ours, it's not just... we call him the monster, and he always will be a monster in my eyes. But it wasn't just a mental health trust and hospital that failed so grievously. It was 2 police forces as well who had opportunities to stop him and to intervene, and they just didn't. And we expect the inquiry to be very far-reaching. And we do expect those who made such poor decisions and errors of judgment and, in some cases, lies and negligence, to have to answer for what they did. And it's not pitchforks at dawn.
No.
If it means that people lose their jobs or are demoted, then so be it. It's a lot easier than losing your child or your father.
Honour Deborah Taylor has been put in to head up this inquiry. She will be the chair. Sinead, I know that you and the other families have met her. The terms of reference of this inquiry haven't been formally set out yet, but I know that you've all had conversations with her about what you want them to be. Sinead, what are your asks? What do you want the terms of reference of this inquiry to be?
We want there to be full accountability, and she has promised us that. We want individuals to give evidence, to account for their judgments, to account for their actions, or their failures, because there's clearly been failures, and the reason we have this inquiry is because all across government they've realised that even the inquiries to date haven't been adequately investigating the failures of different state agencies. Keir Starmer said this was going to be a victim-led or victim-centred inquiry, so we're hopeful that she will listen to us, but ultimately it's the accountability is the #1 issue for us.
Emma, the Prime Minister has set a 2-year time frame.
Yeah.
Because the criticism of public inquiries is often that they can take too long and lose that sense of urgency. And I know that you have said that you would like proceedings to be broadcast in some sense. We see a number of public inquiries, like the Post Office inquiry, cameras allowed in.
Yeah.
Is that to keep up the momentum, to keep the eye on this, so that the ball isn't dropped, so that you can continue to follow this closely and hold people to account?
Yeah, as the government themselves has said that sunlight is the best disinfectant, and we've got nothing to hide, we've got nothing to defend, excuse me, or embellish. And I also believe that had we not taken all of the steps and all of the action that we've taken so far as families to expose all of these failures, which we've had to do very publicly and very painfully, we wouldn't be where we are today. I don't think that for a second. Whilst we welcome the inquiry, we've had to fight really hard to get it. So why now close doors? Because we're not a one-off peculiar case. There must be so many other miscarriages of justice, incompetence, that have happened that haven't ever been uncovered before, or people have felt they aren't able to challenge or push back. And I think we've got nothing to hide, so you have to tell the truth. The reason this needed to be, and thank God it is a statutory inquiry, is that those who are compelled to attend are compelled to attend, whether they've retired, whether they've left their job, whether they've been sacked, whatever's happened. And it's about getting those answers. And yes, accountability, but also moving forwards, some proper change.
There's always these lessons to be learnt. It's actually a bit of a cliche that we're kind of sick about hearing, because we don't see any changes. There's still people dying every week because of mental health homicide. This needs to be a landmark public inquiry that brings about lasting change to practice.
Sinead O'Malley Kumar and Emma Webber speaking to me earlier.